Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Elm Creek Farm, episode number 5, I believe. And we are finally in a brand new game day, or in a brand new game month as well, in September. And we've got some things that we need to do here on the farm, and we'll just start spraying this field fertilizer in this field of sunflowers. Now, I wanted to thank our viewers because, as I might have said in the first couple of episodes, I'm learning all of the ins and outs, all the bells and whistles and stuff that are part of Farming Simulator 22 that might not have been default in Farming Simulator 19. And for example, this spray usage, or this width variable width control that is built into FS22 now. I was not aware of that as the first several episodes unfolded. I did notice this when I was editing one of the videos. I happened to pay attention to the screen a little bit more than maybe I would have, and I saw this partial width when I had the HUD open, and one of our viewers mentioned this to me, and of course I had seen it, but it was too late to do anything about it. And so if you've not noticed this, this is somewhat similar to the mod that we had. I think it was variable spray usage in Farm Sim 19, and of course variable spray usage, I believe, did a lot more than what this is going to do, but it's a step forward. We can use Control Z, and we can reduce the width of our spray when we tackle this sunflower crop. So let's go ahead and turn our sprayer on, and we will proceed forward. And might want to get a little closer to this edge over here, and we'll try to spray in a straight line, and then come back, and we'll adjust the spray usage down even tighter. We'll shut the sprayer off, Control Z, reduce the spray width down to about like that. And I'm assuming that that's going to be from the middle, since that's what it shows there on the icon. And we'll come back down this direction on this end, and we've got a little bit wider than what we need, but you kind of get the idea that you can adjust the width of the sprayer. And this is cool. We've never had this functionality, at least default in the base game without a mod before. And then you can Control Z to make it even less of a width, and then Control Z again to make it full width. Let's go ahead and fold this guy up, and we're going to head back to the main farm. I've got something to show you that is just very, very cool. I had hoped that this particular mod would be coming out to us very soon, and it has. And as you can see, get rid of that HUD. As you can see, as we pass by, we hired a worker to go ahead and plow these potatoes, or cultivate these potatoes under. Dad wouldn't do it. I could not convince him to do that. He just felt that it was taking a step backwards. But something, it just would not have been an economical move for us to make, since we don't have any equipment to harvest potatoes. I wasn't going to sink any additional money in the form of herbicide or fertilizer into the field, because I just felt that that was going to be an unnecessary expense. We checked around to see if perhaps another farmer might come and harvest them. We even said, you come harvest them, you can have them. We won't charge you a thing to do that. And hey, we would even help you cart the potatoes, load the potatoes or whatever, and we would even use our carting equipment for that, our tractors and such. And just nobody was interested, so we just decided that I would hire somebody to come in and cultivate those under, and that'll get done in pretty quick fashion, and then we can consider what we're going to do with that field in the future. So this is, I did a 5-minute mod review on this, and that 5-minute mod review, I did it this morning, recorded it this morning. It should be available before you actually watch this video. And I know that we've messed about with rocks quite a bit in the first 3 or 4 episodes of this series. Talked about them a lot. We picked some rocks. We've dumped rocks. We've demonstrated that rocks can be picked up with a with a wheel loader or any sort of bucket loaded into a tipper. We know all of that. All of that is just fine and good and going to be fantastic. But we've got something even better that I wanted to show you. And Dad was the one that really turned me on to this. He said, you know, we've got a conveyor belt that you could probably modify, son. He calls me son, and get it to where that you could actually pick up rocks with it. And lo and behold, we did just that. He helped me, and we converted this old conveyor belt to where that it would handle rocks for us. Now this is a mod. This is a mod by Stevie, and again, the 5-minute mod review is available on my channel if you want to take a look at that. It published on Sunday for your viewing pleasure. If we look at this in the store, and we'll just do this very quickly, come down to the belt systems, go into the belt system, scroll over. It is the Grimmy SL8022 Auto Belt Quantum by Stevie. I'll try to remember to put a link to Stevie's Facebook page in the show notes for this video, but if I fail to do that, then just go and check out that 5-minute video where I demonstrate how this works. But I will do that again for all of you kind folks, my wonderful loyal viewers. So we jump into it like we would do any sort of tractor, and we go ahead and start the engine by hitting the enter key, and we can raise the boom up here, and you just do that with your mouse, and then we can extend the boom. Again, do that with your mouse, and then we will drive forward into the rock pile. Now keep in mind this isn't a huge rock pile, so actually it all is loaded onto the conveyor by the time we do this. And then we can jump out of the conveyor. We'll go jump into our John Deere tractor and drive under the conveyor, and we will load these rocks for the 16th time, I think, into our tipper trailer. So this is really going to help us maximize our value, as I have said before, with moving rocks. I sort of envision that as we get into the process of clearing rocks from the fields in earnest, actually, most likely sometime in the winter time or very early spring. Let me turn the engine off on that. And I could envision that we would have this positioned somewhere field side, maybe in one of the small pathways, so it doesn't get in the way of anything else that we have going on, and have a tipper parked underneath it. And as the rock picker fills up, we drive the rock picker over towards the Grimmy Quantum conveyor belt, and then just dump, and it will pick those rocks up and position them in the tipper, and everything is going to be fantastic. So here we are again off camera. I will empty this tipper trailer because, again, 2,968 liters of rocks is not enough to waste our time to go out to the rock picker, but I need to head back over to the main farm so that we can pick up our combine again, because we have sorghum that is ready to harvest, and we're going to go ahead and bring that in. And of course, most likely, I should have dumped these rocks. I'm just going to dump these rocks here, and then we'll deal with them at a later time, because they're going to be in the way here if we leave them here permanently. But we'll pick those up with the wheel loader and get those up back up to Dad's place, out of the way until we get back into rock picking more full scale. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Hope that again, all of my fellow American viewers and friends had a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. Nice long, at least 4-day weekend. Perhaps even you made more of it, even with perhaps an extended time. You took off the entire week of Thanksgiving. More power to you. My wife certainly did that, and we enjoyed our time. And of course, it's all coming to an end as I record this video. It is Sunday morning, and going to try to spend today relaxing and just enjoying each other's company, and before she goes back to work tomorrow on Monday, Cyber Monday. But it has been a fantastic break. We have got so much accomplished. I don't know if I told you all that we bought an antique cupboard, and I may actually post some pictures on the Grizzly Bear Sims Discord about this, about the process that we went through to restore it. It's about 100 to 110 years old, and it perfectly fit exactly what we needed from the cupboard. My mom, when she passed away, my wife loved a set of china that my mom had, and so we have that. We have that here in our home, and we really didn't have a place to store it. Now, I won't say display it because the cabinet is a solid cabinet. It's not glass, so you can't see into it. But we wanted a place to be able to store it where it was near our dining room area, and so we found this cupboard, and it was perfect as far as the functionality of the cupboard itself, but not so much in the way that it actually looked, and it needed a lot of work done to it. And we spent a couple of days. I spent a couple of days sanding and basically trying to remove stain, well, some paint stain, some very thick waxy buildup that had been put on the cabinet at some stage in its life, to basically be able to then stain it and varnish it and restore it, back to its glory of what it perhaps looked like 100 years ago. But certainly a long process to get that done, and it was a team effort on both my part and my wife's part, and we got it done. And we actually got it done right before Thanksgiving on Wednesday, and managed to actually we let it air out, because we also stained the inside as well, just to protect the wood, and let it air out. And then we put the dishes, my mom's dishes, in on Friday, and so it looks fantastic. We replaced the hardware and everything, obviously, as well, and just got it looking fantastic. So I don't know, I can't remember. Gosh, I haven't harvested sorghum since probably Farm Sim 15, which was obviously a modded crop type that came with 415. So I don't know if this will give us straw. I kind of doubt it, but if it does, we will take it. And it does not. Okay, not a problem. Well, let's see. Enable straw swath. I did not do that. Straw is not available on the current crop. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. So no big deal. We will just go ahead and harvest the sorghum. And we will look at um, crop crop prices as once we get everything harvested and get this into our silo, to determine whether or not it makes sense to sell it now, or to go ahead and silo it for a period of time until we get to a point to where the sell price is a little bit higher. Obviously, these initial crops that were on the map when we started up our farm, some of them were in various states of fertilization. Some needs lime, um, as in the case of this field. This field needed a weed killer put on it, but we didn't get a chance to do that, and so it's not a big deal. And we will just endeavor to do a better job once we get to the point to where that we start preparing our own fields, or the fields that we begin to plant, either here in the late fall time frame for winter crops, like winter wheat as an example, or planting in the spring for next fall's harvest. But we'll figure all that out. There's the county that we live in. The extension agent here is good about. He'll come out and do some site visits and do some soil samples and such, and help us for that. We've got a university nearby that has an agricultural program, and so they will send some of the students out as well to kind of do some soil samples. It helps them, teaches them something, and it helps us as well to tell us what we might need to do for optimum growth, and of course what we need to do to meet all of the qualifications within Farming Simulator 22. So we're harvesting along. We've got 31% fill here in the harvester, and just moving right along with our farming. Go ahead and lift our header and make a turn. And of course, we're still looking at the feasibility of joining some of these fields and looking at what that would do for us as far as the additional yields that we would get from the fields. We're still kind of contemplating exactly all that we want to plant, looking at what crop prices are, the futures and everything to determine whether we want to, just how much soybeans or how much corn that we want to plant. Obviously, we have to think about what our needs are as far as running our dairy, and we need straw, so we definitely will be planting wheat or barley or oats, something like that, so that we can get the straw. But also, because of the bakery enterprise that we have, we're going to need the wheat for that. So most likely, and I think I've talked about this before, we've got a field down near the bakery, actually, or down near the mill, the flour mill, and that is definitely going to be wheat this season. Now, I don't know if this season's light version that's built into Farm Sim 22, I don't know if it takes into consideration, um, crop uh, crop substitutions. I can't think of the exact word that I'm looking for, but in other words, one season planting wheat on a field and then increasing the yield by changing that crop type the next season. I don't know if this light version actually takes that into consideration. I know that there are factors such as obviously mulching, which we would do coming in more or less after we've harvested. We would mulch this down. I know that we get a like a 5% or 10% yield increase by doing that. Obviously, the rock picking, we get a percentage increase on that. And so that's some of the stuff the the county farm agent, agriculture agent, as well as the university will help us make those decisions as to what makes sense for us to do. And of course, balancing everything out from a cost perspective as well. It may not be cost prohibitive for us to spend the hours and hours and hours that it might take to clear to clear a field. I got to remember to put the gear shift back in forward to clear a field the size of, for example, the field that we had potatoes planted on. It may not be cost effective to do that when we calculate in the amount of time and everything to clear rocks or what have you from that field versus the the cost that the rocks would cause us due to the damage. And of course, all of that's kind of factored into Farming Simulator 22 for the first time. And we need to weigh all of that to determine, well, are we just better off to just go ahead and pay the extra cost for the wear and tear on the equipment and maybe not remove the rocks? Or depending on the size of rocks, do we sort of pick and choose what areas that we want to remove rocks from, get the larger ones out, roll the smaller ones back into the soil before we seed, something like that. We'll take a look at all of those factors, and of course, for me personally, kind of jumping out of the character, the gameplay, and everything, I'm been watching videos, going to be watching a lot more videos to determine some of the mechanics, the ins and outs of how Farming Simulator 22 differs from 19, both in its vanilla state as well as how 19 did things with Courseplay, or not with Courseplay, but with the Seasons mod. Now, speaking of Courseplay, I was rather excited. I was perusing through some Discord channels, other content creators' Discord channels that I'm members of, and I saw a comment from someone that they put in there and said that the Courseplay development team has confirmed that Courseplay will be making its way into Farm Sim 22 very well at some. I won't say very soon. I almost said very soon, but at some point in the future. Now, if I remember correctly, when they implemented Courseplay in Farm Sim 19, I can't remember how long of a time from the moment that FarmSim 19 was available to purchase and download and everything, brand new out of the box, that it took for we will go ahead and pipe out. Oh, need to start the engine first, Jerry. Forgot about that feature. We will pipe out and we're going to just walk very quickly back and pick up a tractor and tipper. We'll shut the engine off and save fuel. But I can't remember. I don't think it was, I don't think it was like months and months and months. I think it was somewhere within the first 2 or 3 months after release of FarmSim 19 that we began seeing Courseplay making its way for the new game. And I'm pretty sure that as the developers released Courseplay initially, it was scaled down in its functionality. I think it would do some field work. It would do, you could you could calculate your path for like seeding or fertilization or stuff like that. And then they added features over a period of time, over a period of a few weeks, a few months, whatever. They added features to it, and that's great because there are things that we would initially benefit from right now. I would love to have the ability just to have a little bit better field management, or even perhaps be able to set up a karting course where we could because really the built-in AI, as enhanced as that is from what we've seen in other versions of Farming Simulator, it will not do the tractor tipper karting function that we're all, kind of wanting to see, in addition to, the field work that it can do. And the field work is a little suspect right now. There's some challenges with it. I think a lot of people are frustrated because, being able to tell a combine if we're setting over in the yard over there to go and harvest field number 3 may or may not work um, the way that we want it to, or the way that we hope that it would. I think from a perspective of just bringing the combine over to the field and then starting the process, that works pretty well. I mean, that works as well as it always has worked. Um, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that would be nice. The other thing that is in development, from what I have read on other Discord channels, is the guidance steering mod, or what we sort of nickname GPS, because the original GPS mod obviously was done by another mod developer whom did not give permission for that. I think it was probably 17 was the last time, FarmSim 17 was the last time that he created that mod. I think it was Upside Down, I think was the name of the mod author. But anyway, he did not give permission for that to move forward into 19, and so it was completely redeveloped. I'm pretty sure Wobster did that. And again, I'm hearing, or I'm seeing on Discord channels, that is something that is in the works, and hopefully we will see that very soon. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Off camera, I'm going to finish harvesting this field of sorghum, and we'll let our hired guy over there finish up cultivating those potatoes in. I will go in and clean up the areas that he has missed. If you want a job done, sometimes you've got to do it yourself if you want it done 100%. Otherwise, you just kind of have to just let the cards fall the way that they do, and then go in and clean up after somebody afterwards. But hope you've enjoyed this series, and my apologies again for allowing 4 videos to get created within the same game day and not really progressing things along fast enough. We will clip along at a decent pace, at least what I feel is necessary, that tells a story of what we're doing and how we're doing it. And again, my style and what I do on my channel is different from all the other channels, some of the other channels out there. I like to mix in some educational things, show you guys some stuff if I have found something. And of course, I always welcome feedback from you. If you have gotten a little further along than me in your gameplay, and it's possible that you have, because I've been taking time to do mod reviews and and all of these other things, and really have not. This is the furthest that I have really moved through the game is into September. Um, then if you have tips or hints or things that you want to tell me, please leave a comment. I am not as long as the criticism or the suggestions are helpful, then I am all for you backseat driving, if you will. If you want to be mean about it or rude about it or whatever, then please don't waste your time, because your comment will never see the light of day. And that's just, we've got this, the world that we live in now is so different than what it was a few years ago. And, everyone is dealing with things in their own way. And we just, let's just be kind to each other, be good to each other. If you don't like what I do, then no, there's no harm, no foul. I am not going to get upset if you don't watch my videos. Just be man enough or woman enough to just don't watch and don't spew any hate or garbage that is just unnecessary um, in our lives and in your lives. Don't waste your time. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you're watching and you like my content, please like the videos. And if you are not a subscriber, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, because that way you'll get notified, and maybe click that little bell as well. You'll get notified when I release Let's Play videos here on Elm Creek Farm and my 5-minute mod reviews or any other helpful tips and trick type videos that I will release in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you here back on Elm Creek for another episode very soon. Bye for now.